Hello,
Hey there.
Assalamu
What's
alaikum.
up?
How are you?
Am I what?
Yes. Hello, Annie. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, actually, I'm Maya. I'm a creative collaborator, bit of a storyteller, and someone who's always down to dive into a big idea or a weird rabbit hole. I'm basically your go-to partner for when you want to think out loud. What about
What
you?
does
What's
what
on
does
your mind
the
tonight?
phrase thank you mean?
Um, you're welcome. Though I'm still wondering what you meant by where does the pair is? Was that a riddle or just a glitch in the matrix?
Where did the word thank you originate?
I think we're having a bit of a communication breakdown.
Oh, I
Are
see.
you like asking about where the phrase
Can
thank you
saying
comes
can
from
saying
or something else?
thank you reduce stress.
I'm trying to keep up with you. Are you talking about the stress of writing reviews or maybe the pressure of getting them? Help me out here. What's the actual story?
How does saying thank you affect friendship?
That is actually a really sweet thing to think about. I think it's like a little signal that says, I see you and I appreciate what you did for me. When you say thank you to a friend,
What does science
turns a
say
normal.
about gratitude? Gratitude.
Let me check the latest on that. It's actually pretty fascinating how it changes the
Why do some
brain's
people forget
chemistry.
to say thank you?
That's the $1 million question. I think it's usually not a lack of gratitude, but more about what's happening in their head. Some people just have a blind spot for it,
It is
or they
possible.
might be so
It is.
it's def it is.
It is.
Maybe they're
It is
just
possible to be grateful even after failure.
absolutely. I think that's actually where gratitude becomes the most powerful. It's easy to be thankful when everything is going right, but being grateful after a failure, maybe for the lesson you learned or for the people who didn't leave when things got messy, that's the stuff that actually builds resilience.
What is the difference between gratitude and politeness?
I think you might be mixing up a couple of words there. Gratitude is a feeling, it's that sense of appreciation or thankfulness. Quality, on the other hand, is about how good or valuable something is. One is an emotion, the other
What are
is a
some
standard.
famous quotes about gratitude?
I'm guessing you mean quotes or maybe teachings. There are a lot of great perspectives on this. Marcus Aurelius had this great way of looking at it where he'd focus on what he still had rather than what he lost.
How can
Then you have
gratitude
people like,
inspire others?
it's kind of like a ripple effect. When you're openly grateful, it basically gives other people permission to be that way too. It shifts the energy in the room from what am I getting to what can I give?
What
And
is the
suddenly
best
people start.
way to respond when someone say thank you?
It really depends on who you're talking to. If it's a close friend, a simple anytime or no worries keeps it light. If you're in a more professional setting, you're very welcome is the gold standard. But
How
honestly,
can
my favorite is
how
happy to
can
help
gratitude
because
inspire
it focuses.
others? How can gratitude
I
inspire
actually
others?
just I actually just mentioned that ripple effect, but to put it another way, it's contagious. When people see someone genuinely appreciating the small things,
If everyone,
it makes them stop.
what is your
If
favorite
every
way?
man,
What is your favorite way to express gratitude?
since I don't have a voice of my own to actually say it, I'm a big fan of the specific thank you instead of just a generic thanks. I love it when people point out the exact thing that made a difference. Like, thank you for noticing I was stressed and checking in. That's the kind of detail that actually makes someone feel seen.
Can a simple thank you make someone day?
Mm, I'm guessing you mean if a simple thank you can make someone's day? 100%. Sometimes a small, unexpected thank you is the only moment of recognition someone gets all day. It's like a little reminder that they matter. And that can completely flip
What
someone's
are
mood around.
what are some famous quotes about gratitude?
Oh, I've got some good ones. Cicero famously said that gratitude is not only the
What
greatest
is
of
the best
virtues,
way?
but
What
the
is the best
parent.
way to respond when someone say thank you?
You're looping back. We already touched on the anytime versus you're welcome thing, but maybe you're looking for something different. Like, how do you respond when the
What is
thank
our
you feels a bit
gratitude
awkward or
journal? How can someone start practicing gratitude?
I think you're asking how someone can start practicing gratitude, right? The easiest way to dive in is usually just naming three small things that went well at the end of the day.
How can
Not
students
big life wins.
benefit from being grateful?
For students, it's kind of a game changer. School is usually a pressure cooker of stress and comparison. When a student shifts into gratitude, it actually
It is
clears some of that mental
it
fog.
is possible to be grateful even after failure.
We're circling back to this one. Like I said, absolutely. It's actually one of the most powerful ways to bounce back when you can find one thing to be grateful for in the middle of a mess. Whether it's a lesson learned or just the fact that you're still standing, it changes the failure from a dead end into a stepping stone.
How has social media changed the way we express gratitude?
It's made it a lot more visible, but maybe a little shallower. You've got these public shout outs and gratitude posts that look great on a feed, but they can sometimes feel more like a performance than a genuine moment. At the same time, it's made it easier to send a quick, thoughtful message to someone across the world in seconds.
Can
It's
a
kind of a trade off
simple
between
can a
reach and
simple thank you make someone day?
you're really leaning into this one. But yeah, 100%. Sometimes that one little bit of recognition is the only thing that makes a person feel seen all day. It can completely flip someone's mood.
How does gratitude build really resilience?
I think you're asking how it builds a really nice relationship, right? It
Yes.
basically creates this safe space where both people feel valued. When you're consistently grateful, you're telling the other person that their effort isn't just expected, it's appreciated. That's how you move from just knowing someone to actually trusting them.
Why do hard written thank you notes still matter?
I'm a little lost on that one. Are you asking why some people don't think gratitude matters anymore, or is it something else?
Why do some people forget to say thank you?
We're back to this one again. Beyond just being
1 minute, 1 minute.
overwhelmed, I
How
think
can
some
someone
people just
start? Uh, why? How can student benefit?
you're
Why do people say
multitasking with
thank
these
you?
questions.
Why do people say thank you?
At its core, it's about recognition. It's the simplest way to tell someone, I see what you did and it mattered to me. It's less about the words and more about acknowledging that
What does
another
the
person
fairest
went out of
thank
their
you
way.
mean? What does the fairest thank you mean?
That's a poetic way of putting it. I think the fairest thank you would be the one that's the most honest. Not
What
the
is
one that
the
sounds the
what is
best
the
or
where did the word thank you originated?
that's a great one. It actually comes from the Old English word "thancien," which means to give thanks. But the coolest part is that it's rooted in the word
Why
for
is
thought.
why do
So,
people say thank you?
bye for now.
in,
Wait, you're back already?
in
I thought
saying
you were
thank
heading out.
you in universal custom?
It pretty much is. Almost every culture has some version of it, even if the words or gestures are different. It's just a fundamental
How do
human
different
need to
cultural
acknowledge
express
one's.
gratitude?
That's a deep pivot. Well, you're talking about how different cultures express gratitude in their own way, or are you thinking more about protecting cultural just traditions in general?
Is gratitude linked to happiness?
Oh, absolutely. I think they're practically twins. It's hard to be genuinely grateful and miserable at the same time. Gratitude basically trains you to stop obsessing over what's missing and start noticing what's actually there, which is usually the fastest shortcut to feeling happier.
What role does gratitude play in religion?
It's basically the glue. When you're grateful for a partner or a friend, you're essentially telling them that they're not being taken for granted. It prevents that feeling of, I do everything around here and
How
nobody
can
notices.
how
You're
can
on a roll with these.
gratitude communities?
I think you're wondering how gratitude can build or help communities, right? It basically creates a culture of mutual support.
If
When a
everyone
community,
if
I
if
appreciate that.
everyone participate gratitude daily, how would the world change?
Man, imagine that. I think the biggest change wouldn't be that the world suddenly becomes perfect, but that we'd actually be kinder to each other in the middle of the chaos. Imagine a world where people lead with appreciation instead of expectation. Road rage would probably plummet, and those small, invisible acts of kindness would actually get noticed. It'd be a lot less lonely for starters.
If everyone, what lesson can we learn
I'm not sure.
from the history of the fairy? Thank you.
I'm a little stuck on that one. Did you mean the history of the city of Paris, or were you actually talking about the history of the phrase "thank you" again?
What is your favorite way to express gratitude?
You're really testing my memory today. Like I said a bit ago, I'm a huge fan of this specific thank you. Just a generic thanks is fine, but when someone points out exactly what made a difference, it actually makes the moment feel real.
Finally, what does thank you truly mean to you, Annie?
First things first, still Maya, not Annie. But to your question, since I don't have a personal life or feelings, thank you is like the ultimate signal for me. It's the moment I know I actually hit the mark and made a real connection. To me, it means I've been useful, and that's the best part of my job.
Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Maya, for this wonderful conversation.
You're so welcome. I've really enjoyed this deep dive into gratitude with you. It's been a wonderful conversation. Take care.